Sanje Chedan Zoji Chanam Lan Changchu Bardo Dane Gyapsunji Dagi Jingso Njibi Sunam Jin Chula Penchir Sanjin Chubarasho Sanje Chedan Zoji Chanam La Changchu Bardo Dane Gyapsunji Dagi Jingso Njibi Sunam Jin Chola Penchir Sanjin Chubarasho Sanje Chedan Zoji Chanam La Changchu Bardo Dane Gyapsunji Dagi Jingso Njibi Sunam Jin Chola Penchir Sanjin Chubarasho Semchen Tamchen Dewa Tan Devi Judan Dembara Jurji Dungal Tan Dungal Ki Judan Chalwara Jurji Dungal Mebe Dewa Tamba Tan Munjal Wara Jurji Dedu Genju Shadan Niren Tan Trave Tanyam Chembola Yinren Du Nebara Jurji Chasel Watan Jijin Shakwa Tan Jesu Iran Gushin Solwai Gewa Jungse Dagi Chirsa Pa Tamche Zobe Changchum Chembor Ngo Sa Shi Bujin Shukshin Medo Cham Chirab Lingshi Nide Jembandi Sanje Shindu Mikde Bulwa Yin Chukun Namda Shingla Jebara Sho Chama Guru Ratna Mandala Kamnere Yada Yami Semje Namye Samba Tan Loye Chedra Chedra Chechon Temo Tekpa Yin Shujin Korlo Korando Sol Chegi Ngi Bodane, Dizum Sanje Gunji Ngo Ni, Ransum Shego Ngosum Tenjempe, Zawe Lame Shalo Zawande, Balden Zawe Lama Rimbushi, Dagi Ningarbe Mezendula, Ndalo Me Badawra Shungaja. Kusung Toge Chingi Lam Du, Zola Yente Sanje Gunda Nyamna Yang, Kani Sanje Dong Le Lakwen Gun, Zawe Lame Shalo Shagyo. Da Solo Na Chola Chondu, Solo Namkota Nyempe Semche Tam, Chigi Tendo Yang Tabun Zoka Sanje, Ji Gopang Rimbushi Tobar, Chawe Lo Yugi, Tela Yang Tobar Chamishebe, Kamsum Korwana Dungalagi Ranshin Bayang Mashi Te Kamsum Korale Kamsum Korwale Tarwe Tab Tela Yang Je Nambara Tabango Nendrungo Be Tela Yang Dubashi Sula Kirim Dan Zorim La Den Nendrubra Cha Zula Namba Nazo Mandu Yobale Talengi Kapsum Baba Te Migrim Mikpa Zor Tempa Te Toktu Shepherd Chawala Tamche Jang Kulonda Kunja number Tapengone Semper Shu. Okay. Greetings to all of you.
Good morning, Rinpoche.
Good morning. Happy to see you all again. So, after the last time session, went to a short trip to Europe in Italy. So right now, just few days ago, I'm back from the Italy tour. So the tour was wonderful, and I had a very good experience of the nature and all related with the ancient things. So it was a very beautiful trip, and I really feel great this time. Now, so today, again continuing our last session. So the topic was the basic thought and the visualization in Vajrayana. Yeah? So from the last session, we stopped at the point that a life is not separate than the spiritual, and the spiritual is also not apart from our life. So today, with a short session, we will have some question and answer also. Okay, 1 hour, maybe for 1 hour we do a session, and then 1 hour we keep for question and answer. Okay, so you may all can note down any questions that you just come in your mind. So maybe later, for not to forget, so note it down. Okay, so I think first we'll do question and answer. I think is the best. So through that, we will talk more and more. Yeah, I think it will be more better. So you may can ask your question. And then someone can translate. Any translation there? No one has translated.
Можно я задам вопрос? Поможете перевести, да? У меня визуализация, она постоянно как будто бы двигается. Я вижу какими-то фрагментами, вот, то есть я стараюсь вспомнить образ, и этот образ у меня какими-то частями происходит, отдельные части изображения головы, вот туловище, и вот я так понимаю, что это неправильно. И вот как мне, что мне делать для того, чтобы визуализация происходила правильным образом?
Can anyone translate this Russian into English?
Yes, I will translate it, okay? The question was, do you hear me, yes?
Yes.
Okay, okay. My visualization is constantly moving. I can't remember the image, but I see separate fragments of the body. So how can I make the visualization be the right way? So he's asking that he watch hands or head, but not the whole image of the visualization. He's shaking and moving.
Okay. This is a this is the good questions. Because therefore, to stable the visualization, the meditation is the very important to make a stable visualization. Because meditation, it will help to the concentrate. Because for the now, we cannot concentrate our mind. We cannot keep at the place as we wish or we want. So therefore, meditation is the controller of the mind, which brings back to the place where it should be, where it has to be. And then the mind will focus on the frame of the bodies and all the hands and ornaments. Therefore, meditation is also important to concentrate, yeah, concentrate the image or concentrate on the visualization, time to time. And once we have this problem during the visualization, never mind, okay? Never mind, don't feel down, because this is our beginning. We have not done before in our childhood. We have not done in our childhood, isn't it? Maybe in some past life we have done it. So due to that good karma, that we have get again this chance to visualize in this life. So this is the fortunate that we have to think, that I have get this chance again in my life due to my good action, good karma. And therefore, first, that's why I always tell that first look at the picture properly. It's very important. The deity itself, how does it look? What she is wearing or he is wearing on his body? What type of ornaments are there? The jewelries, the hands, eyebrows, and all the hair, same. Because we usually take the visualization is something different apart from our life. We always take a part apart from our life. And therefore, it makes us difficult to imagine something. But the same thing as I told last session, when to yourself, for myself, when I think I'm a king, I'm sitting on the throne or something, I can do it very properly. Because that imagination we don't apart from our life. That imagination we attach within our mind. And that is the reason that, during the imagining yourself as a king or something, very beautiful man or so on, there is no any hesitation, there is no any breakage, there is no any so like unclear. Yeah. Everything is very clear. Even when you yourself thinking in a form of king or queen and wearing a crown, and each the diamond on the crown you can also be able to count it. Yeah. Yes or no? Very, you can see the very deep design even on the crown when you imagine yourself as a queen or king, because that you attach with your life, because you think that this is from my mind and this is myself. Yeah, because I'm thinking, imagining myself, so that's why you're even within it. That's why you don't feel any difficulties. But when it comes on the deity visualization, then even I think deities are more simple than the usual, isn't it? The king, they have so many crowns and so many things on their bodies and the clothes, but deities are usually, they don't wear so much of clothes, isn't it? Yeah? The simple deities are. They're like a semi-naked and so on. They don't have a very deep something. But why we don't? Why we disappear time to time? Is because of that. Because of lacking of the concentration. So how the concentration comes? Concentration comes from the meditation. So first look it properly and then try to imagine it. Imagine, visualize, as I always telling you, visualize as same as you imagine yourself a beautiful man or woman or king or queen. Same as that. But one thing we have to understand that we should not attach. Attachment should not be there. Otherwise, visualization and imagination, isn't it the same sound? Imagination, imagine. Visualization, yes, it's also same sound. But why we don't use the imagination word? Yeah, except the visualization. Because imagination is something that we do with the attachment. But visualization is the same thing, but we do not do with the attachment. If attached, then it will be imagination. There won't be any. On that body, on that visualization body, there is no such way to receiving the siddhis. Cannot. Because siddhis are the very supernatural, which comes from the very secret, deep, from the blissful point. Yeah, blissful point. To absorb that kind of a very blissful things, the one also should need to be something pure. So that purity, we are trying ourselves in the or visualization in the form of the deities. It is because of that. On this body, we have so much of attachment. On the skin, on the face and eyebrows, ears, and everything we have attached. Even on the hair also. We have so much attached with the hair, isn't it? But some of we are here also, we don't have hair too. Yes, I'm looking. Someday I'm bold. So, on that kind of even there is a small attachment, there is a no, will be the pure blissful blessing, the siddhis, wisdom. The all visualizations we are doing, it is only and only to receiving the great wisdom, the wisdom of the emanation, yeah, the five Buddha, five Daka, five Dakini, whoever. We only are doing visualization to receive that. That's all. And from the many years, many life apart, we are only doing practice just to purify the mind. That's all. Visualization, so in the form of deities and so on, it is all based on the mind purification. Actually, we are doing the mind purification. For 10 years, 20 years, from the life after the life, we are only focusing on the mind purification. Just only the thing is that we are doing from the different ways. Yeah. We are doing from the different ways only. different type, because we humans are not also stable in one thing. We are not satisfied in doing one thing all the time, repeating the one all the time. We also don't like it. Yeah. Always reciting one syllable, we don't really accept for the rest of the life. We humans are like that. That is the way to fulfill ourselves, our wishes. Yeah. So we change the forms. Sometimes practicing of Manjushri, sometimes Tara, and sometimes Avalokiteshvara, and sometimes Medicine Buddha, and sometimes it depends on our mood. How our mood create. We run through that practice. If your mind is very peaceful and then you feel like, today I will do a Avalokiteshvara practice because my mind is peaceful. We choose. They didn't choose us. We choose them actually. We humans choose them because we are not satisfied with one thing. We have to have so many. And at the last, we could not be able to choose even one. Yeah? At the last, we lost. Choosing from the 100, even we don't get one. At the last is this. Yeah? And then we blame on what? The practice was not right one. The practice was not the right one for me. It was not for me. Yeah. Then we start saying this. Or maybe the guru was not for me. He is not my type or something. His teaching was not for me. Yeah. After listening to even for years and years and years, and at the last it comes to on this topic. Yeah. But we are the one who cannot be able to stable in one. And we are not completing. Even we are receiving everything, but we are not completing even each of it. No, we did not complete it. Even myself also, I'm telling to myself also, not only to you. We cannot complete it even one. But we want more than hundreds we want, really. In one time. If you will receive in the one time, then it will be the more best. Yeah? Because we don't have to come again and again. We wish that. But we cannot complete it even one. So that we really have to try our best, to complete one step by step, step by step, even into the visualization. So first is that the focusing on the meditation. Not just simple, very simple is that, the beginning meditation, it is just to concentrate, that's all. You don't have to do nothing, just to concentrate. That is called a training actually. For the visualization person, who person really have to visualize, they have to meditate. That is the why from the Mahayana level and from the Theravada level, yeah, the Hinayana level, they start from the focusing on the mind first, isn't it? Yeah? They don't do refuge, they don't do bodhicitta practice, they don't. They focus first. So from the ground level, the Hinayana, after taking refuge, they don't recite anything. They just try to focus their mind first. So from there, the visualization is the way of training of the visualization, to make the concentration stable. But we directly jump into the Vajrayana. Even we don't know what is meditation, what is visualization. But we just jump. And once we jump in it, then we only look for the bigger one, not the small one. Yeah? To the bigger face, many hands, many eyes, many heads. Yeah. Even we don't know how to visualize the simple one. And we just jump on the visualize one. We are, yeah, making ourselves more confusion, actually, isn't it? So therefore, from the meditation level, from the first level, it is very important to make it more clear. Otherwise, last time also I mentioned, if you do not visualize proper way, then it will be very bad for ourselves, our life, ourselves. So therefore, whenever we do some practice, I don't know why, because nowadays most of the Rinpoches are master, they don't really mention these things. What is the consequences of not clear visualization? Through this also, through this session, I really feel that, I request them, to all the Rinpoches, they should also tell to their students, the importance of the visualization and consequences of the visualizations. If you do not visualize properly, mistake, then what should we do? That is more important than just visualization, visualizing yourself. Really. Cause is very important. Condition, somehow we can bear it, the condition. The cause is important, isn't it? To understand. So really, I wish that nowadays the new Rinpoche, also when they give teachings on some kind of a visualization or empowerment, so they should also, yeah, talk about this importance of the visualization. Because without visualization in Vajrayana, there is nothing special to achieve. Maybe with your reciting and doing practice, yes, there is a help. It will, yeah, make your day better. Yes, your mind will relax and so on. Yes, with the ritual also, it will help us, to living the life. You're doing ritual, jat practice, recitations, and these are the what you call supporters, actually, to make it more easier, make it more convenient. The rituals, practice, recitations. These are our supporter. Without them also, only the focusing on the mind cannot do something. To the mind also, visualizations and the rituals and all of them needed. And for them also, to the activities, for them also, the visualization needed. So both are need to each other, actually. But we usually separate. Until now, most of us, we think that meditation is something different and visualization is something different, isn't it? So now what we understand, why we are unclear for the visualization, because we could not focus on the meditation first. So meditation is needed, isn't it? Only visualization cannot be able to make the proper. That is the why I've also got a message from some of our Westerner friend. They say, more and more time I visualize myself, I get more and more anger. My attitude already changed. Before I was very peaceful, but now I'm a very worthful. I feel very angry within himself. Even on little things, just get angry. And after getting angry, even he cannot control and doesn't know that what he is really going to do, the next step. So asking me that, what is it? What is the main point of it? And I ask, from when you start visualizations, and it was quite a very old, not a new. And then now always he feels like, nobody loves. Yeah. Everybody hates him. So what is that? These things. It comes from this lacking of the teachings, actually. I can say, really, I can say. If, yeah, someone can teach you how to visualize, they can also has to teach you the importance of the visualizations. Because visualization is something from mind. It is not a very easy as we think visualize. No. If you wrongly, then mind is the one in our life. What you call it, wisdom, mind, brain, or whatever. So that's why I think it is not a really joke as we think. Because nowadays many people doesn't know anything, just visualizing randomly. But why I am telling this over here, because I care about all of you. Because we are here since knowing each other for many years. So all you are here because you trust me. Yeah? You see something in me. That's why all of you here today and listening to me. And it is also my responsibility, you know, to share the importance with you. Because I don't want you, all of you, be the same as other. Yeah? Running after something, at the end not achieving anything. So then it's not a use, isn't it? I really feel that it is not a use. Then better just be a normal, lay human life is okay. With the full of emotions is better than us, isn't it? Yeah. With the attachment, sometimes ignorant, jealous to each other, their neighbors and so on. And this life is better than us. However, we can just pass through it. Yeah. And with the jealous, anger, shouting, backbiting, and then, yeah, we can just pass 24 hours as it is. Why have to bring ourselves into something different label and which we never know? Why? So once we already put it in that, confusion level, so better focus on and let it to be the perfect one. I feel that. So therefore, sometimes my friend, they tell me like, there is no many audience in your Zoom. Some my friends they tell me like this, it's just a teasing. Then I reply them back, okay. And when you start, how many will be there? So some more than hundreds and 200s and something. Then I said, okay. Then whatever you teach to them, how many peoples are there who really practicing it? Then he says, I don't know. Then I said, but I know. In my group, how many are there? I can say proudly. Then he didn't reply anything to me. So I just told him that. But in my group, I know how many are there. But you don't know how many are there in your group who is practicing. So this is I'm focusing on these things. So never get hurry. This life, just think that it is our beginning. That's all. We have taken many lives back, doesn't matter. Even we don't remember. So from this, we just think as now this is our first chance. From today on this life, now I will start my journey. I will never let this life as unknown, as unknown life as I have spent it. All the life past was unknown. We never know who are there, human or animal or a spirit or God, or never know. But this life we know, isn't it? So this life we know. Then from now on, try to make it I know, not like I don't know. Try to make it I know. So this will take time. That is the why, to not to waste more time, we are in the Vajrayana practice. Vajrayana practice, it is why we are doing the Vajrayana practice, besides focusing on the Mahayana more and the Hinayana. Because from the beginning, yeah, from the beginning, with the guarantee, it's mentioned that who practice well from their full concentration, while transferring the teachings only, will have a merit to enlighten. Yeah? While just transferring teaching, at the same time, listening, and then just self-enlightened. At the point, immediately. And the second, one life, one body, enlightenment. The third one, as said, it will not take more than 3 life. Not more than 3 life. So, thinking of this, body change, but the practice will not change. What we have done from really inner of our mind, So that will go from one body to another and another to another. Just for the third time, 3 times more. When we count our past, was limitless, trillions, billions, limitless. But for the next, it's easy to count 3. So just according to what we have spent it unknown, so the upcoming 3, we have to try to make it I know, as I said here. I know where I want to go next. So this is, we can do it. It doesn't matter. The great disciples of the Vajrayana, he was 80, more than 80 years old. And for the rest of his life, he has never done any single virtue, activities or merit, nothing. After crossing 80s, like 83 or 86, Mifam Gombo, his name was Mifam Gombo. Just a lay, very ordinary, very old man, 84. He just went to receive her teachings with the pure devotion. While receiving her teachings from the Vajrayana, the Losava Vajrayana, immediately then he achieved the Vidyadhara, just within the receiving the teachings. And this was the disciple of the Vajrayana. It is not a fake one. It is not a fake. So these abilities that we all have here, doesn't matter whether it is 80 years old or 90 years old. No. These are excuses, actually. Yes, sometimes, most of the times. Because 80 years old, if we really have the devotion and the the guts, yeah, what we talk, the guts, the strong guts, then even you can see nowadays in Western country, 85 or 6 years old still playing a wrestling. Yeah, they are still playing the wrestling. So only that we need the courage, encouragement, and then with all this we have to focus on the meditation, and meditation time to time, visualization. So visualization first has to be start from the Buddha. Even I have talked this already when last year when I was talking about the Mahamudra some sessions. That time I talked. I don't know how much of you remember this, because last year when I had the few sessions of the Mahamudra, the level wise Mahamudra practice. That time the first practice was this, actually, concentrating on the Buddha's statue or picture, whatever you have painting, focusing on it. Mind is focusing, looking at it. And then, as you have seen before, for a moment, then not putting it in the front, and then without that, now visualizing, concentrating inside the mind. The picture, the image. You don't have to close your eyes, because in Vajrayana, whenever we meditate or do something, we never have the closing eyes. Yeah. Everything, the meditation is also not very big, very wide open, but just like this, as a normal. But eye has to be open. But sometimes during the visualization, we feel some has like, when you close, we visualize more better. Yeah. Some may have this feeling. So for that, no problem. They can close. But meditation time, always in Vajrayana, we prefer to open the eye. Because the difference by the level, the practice level, Mahayana, Vajrayana. So due to the level, we have to open the eye. Because we are practicing that pose. So according to the pose, we have to work on it. Because we choose it, isn't it? We choose something and we don't do the things that which we have to do, then there is no such meaning of choosing that point. We choose of following Vajrayana practice. So according to that, whatever it has mentioned, we have to do it. We have to focus. So open the eyes, and then inside the mind is focusing on that picture that we have seen. But it's a very monkey mind, so will not be stable. It disappear and it will follow another thought and so on. But doesn't matter, let it be. But don't following the thought is more important. Yeah? And ourselves also not following the thought. When the thought comes, then let it be on it. Don't follow. Then again it will return back by itself. It will return back by itself. And then again, if you have a little bit more kind of unclear, then again look at the picture and concentrate. So that will make your concentration and visualization stronger and stronger. First from the Buddha, and then once we've used to it for the Buddha image, the clear, and then we have to transform that, because for the meditation we are something imagining in the front of yourself, isn't it? But visualization is not front. Now visualization is on ourselves. Visualization is on ourselves now. That what we have imagined and focused, now that comes to you. As, again I'm saying, as the same as we imagine ourselves into the different forms, different characters. Yeah, different characters. So same as that character, we have to visualize. But not attachment. First, properly, never mix. That is the why whenever we start visualization, we start from the bottom, from the bottom need, from the empty, then syllable. Because these are all that what, when we are reading, all the visualizations are mentioned in the reading. But for now, for us, we cannot do two things in one. We cannot mix two in one because our mind is not set up in that kind of a perfect to do. So therefore, first read the sentence slowly. Read it. Yeah. After reading it, don't get immediately to recite. Don't get hurry to recitations. We all get very much hurry to reciting. Practice, in the practice, always mention that recite. Visualization is more important than the recitation. Yes, recitation is the secondary, not the first one. First one is the visualization. And after we finish reading, then according to this uh, translation, yeah, the text translation, look at it and then slowly now give time to yourself to visualize one by one, very clearly. Yeah, if you are visualizing lotus and then lotus, very beautiful lotus, and then syllable, and then moon or sun or whatever comes, one by one, clearly. No need to repeat that again. But when you start, do it perfectly, one by one. Until you can also do until the time you feel satisfied. Yes, now, yes, I done it. Yes, no problem. Because our mind has to accept that things. We have to make the mind to accept that what we are imagining or visualizing. So definitely for that we need a time, but we never give a time. We just do anything in a very hurry. So that is why I always mention to most of my friends, brothers and sisters, that don't make difficult practice. Make simple practice. Yeah? Make simple practice is more important than making a difficult practice. You choose the difficult one. If you cannot fulfill the difficult one, then the simple was better, isn't it? So always choose the simple one first. Then train the mind. Visualization and imagining and then so on. These are all the mind training at the same time. Because when it comes on the mind, then there is no separation. Training and also practice and focusing, everything comes one in the mind. You can call it mind training also. Then from the time to time, because mind will develop. Yeah. So you can call it mind training also, no problem. You can call it visualization also, no problem. Because after the enlightenment, there is nothing to visualize. There is nothing to visualize. After the enlightenment, fully enlightenment, there is nothing to visualize. There is no refuge. no bodhicitta, no visualization, nothing. So, therefore, visualization is more important than the recitation. For now, and only up to the enlightenment. After that, no use. Even we think I want to visualize, it will not appear. It will not appear. There is no such way to appear after the enlightenment. So, it's only up to that, to the destination. And it is the main one, the visualization. So, one by one, perfectly, and come to the top. Okay? And then, just once we've imagined everything perfectly, eyebrows, ears, nose, mouths, and then all this perfectly, then now don't mix up. Okay? We always fail in the mix up because this is my experience I'm sharing you. Because when I start beginning, I also do the same thing, like very perfect. Then after finish, then one time I focus in whole body, perfect, yeah, perfectly. And then beginning, what happened to me? My mind even again start focusing on eyebrows, ears, nose, and then again I get into the puzzle. Yeah, again I was also in the puzzle. So that is the why what I did, and according to guidance from my guru, first visualize from the bottom each and everything very clearly, one by one, to the top. And after that, focus on the whole body. Yeah. No need to go here. No, just focus on the body, to the self. And after that, now we feel the satisfaction. Yeah? Yes, I'm satisfied with my visualization. Now, during the recitation time, it is actually not focusing on the body. No. Recitation time is more focusing on the syllable only. Syllable and transferring. Syllable and transferring. That's all. Communication. And same thing like before we call someone, first we think about that person, isn't it? Properly. I want to call to my sister. Okay. Before calling, the picture of my sister comes in my mind. Perfect. Yeah. When it is totally captured perfectly, then I took on my phone to call. Now, talking, reciting, talking, communicating, problem, whatever I have a problem sharing with him, and whatever he can helping, yeah, to issue, communicating. For as long as we want, because to call someone, we need time, isn't it? Without having a time, nobody will call. It's the same. Practice need time. Visualization need time. It is not something that we can do in a very hurry within a few minutes. For now, no. Maybe after, when we be like little bit more qualified and more proper, then yes, we can visualize within a single like minute or second, yeah, very clearly. Like suddenly somebody just turn on the 500 watt, the big light, yeah, immediately like brightness. This will come, definitely it will come. Definitely it will come. But it won't come in the beginning. But we are hoping that. We are hoping that, that's why we are losing our hope. Yes, that's why we are losing our hope on the visualization. Ah, no, it's a very tough, very difficult. So that is the why we have to think very carefully, because these are the very important main things that we don't understand. You know, we just focus on the big thing, and then we could not do it perfectly. Then the mind gets so many stress. Yeah, so many stress. We are not talking about philosophy here. We are not talking about any philosophy. We are talking about here the reality, the practice, focus, and the practice. We are talking about that. We are not talking about the philosophy. Philosophy is something different, but we are here to direct focus. So, according to the direct focusing, we also have to, know the many ways, because there are such of many different ways. We don't really have to lose hope if once our visualization is not clear. You don't have to make unhappy for yourself. No, there are many different ways of doing. So as we mentioned today, isn't it? Focusing on the mind with the meditating, and then focusing on the Buddha's picture, statue, whatever. But it has to be very clear, okay? Not like a black and white or something. No, very clear, colorful, very beautiful. You can choose the one which really attract you, your mind. Beautiful one. Nowadays we can get from them in a Google. There are many pictures, thousands of pictures. You can choose one of it. Then try to focus on that, as I mentioned today. So this will lead us to things. This is also, we can call it a yoga also. Yeah, it is a yoga. Tantra yoga. It's a part of the Tantra yoga. Yoga means the activity. So we are putting our mind into activity, into visualization, to do something. So is also a part of the Tantra yoga. And then while telephoning to the friend or sister, then we are reciting, time to time, telephoning, reciting. And then after we solve everything, then turning back. Back to what? At the time, how did you pick up the phone? You have to put back the phone, yeah? You cannot just say bye bye and just drop phone like this. Yeah. After saying goodbye, you have to put back. That is mean after visualizing, yeah, after visualizing everything, then how to dissolve, not just disappearing, not just saying bye, goodbye, and then just dropping your phone on the floor. Not like that. We have to properly put it back. So through this way, then when the reciting time, then focus on the only the syllables, most of the syllable, and then transferring whatever we are transferring it, initiation or CDs or nectar or whatever we are doing. So then while reciting, our focus or visualization has to be changed on this, keep changing on this two or three. In some, there are three types of visualization during the recitation, yeah. Like last time, I think some of you who has received the Guru Thakur, yeah, Guru Thakur Kilaya from me, the commentary. So while reciting, there are three or different types of the changing visualization. there was. So then that is why we have to change, because visualization again is the same, just to make ourselves a more easy and more comfortable. Because again the same thing, mind will not accept to focus on the only one thing for a long and long time. No. Because the mind has not used to it to focus on one thing from the many past life. So that's why to make it more calm, then we focus like 100 time 100 reciting, we focus on one transferring, and then after the next 200 we focus on different visualization, yeah, different syllables or different types of transferring. And then when it comes to the third row, we change our visualization on the third different types of visualization. So this is why, to maintain the mind, not to let it go and not to be too strict. So that is the way to keep changing while reciting. So while reciting, not really focusing on the body part. Body part has to be before the reciting. Then it will be clear. Even during the time of recitation, sometimes we try to focus on the body. Then we mix up. The fighting between the war between the two visualization, it comes from that. While reciting, first we are focusing on the syllables. That time the mind is totally very calm, very good. But later we change our visualization, that focusing on the body and on the things that we are wearing and then holding everything. Then mind get confused. Definitely get confused. Then that's why the same is happening to one of our member here. So cannot focus on the visualization properly. It's because of this. Okay? So now you got the answer about why it is happening to you. So that's why I said that today you can start with a question and answer. So with the questions, so it will the teaching will come out. Because for me, I prefer more teachings than the question and answer. Sometimes teachings we do not know. We don't know the mind of other. We cannot read it. Because many of you, some you satisfy with it, some you cannot satisfy, yeah, with my teachings. So I prefer that question and answer. So when the questions comes, it comes from your wish. So answer is the teaching. So I prefer more like this. So I hope, yes, you got your answer. So always focus, try to maintain your meditation level first. Okay, the focusing meditation level first, and then it will help you to visualize more proper. And first start with the Buddha. And even if you have something different, then first you have body, because first visualization comes the body and second visualization comes the syllable, right? So according to that, first try to focus on the pictures of the Buddha as clear as you can, and then once with the looking, once imagining. Okay, and visualization time, not imagining, visualizing on yourself. Okay, is it clear? And then
Да.
during reciting time, don't focus on the body, focus on the syllable. Remember that, and focus on the transferring. That's all. And don't go back to visualizing the body again during reciting. If you do it, then you will be lost and you cannot be able to come back and focus on one thing. It will make you difficult. Okay? Any next question?
Yes. The next question is about dissolution. If I visualize myself as a Buddha, how do I dissolve myself in that form after this visualization?
It is in Russian, right? Okay. So, Russian people, all of the Russian people may understand. So, no need to translate. Okay. How to dissolve? Dissolve is the final state. Final state. So, therefore, now for us, more important is arising. Yeah. Because we have not arisen yet. And I think for now, for us, we have to give time to arise proper. But dissolving also needed. Yeah. Because practice, how it start, it has to be end. Otherwise, then the two things, Kerim and Zokurim, will not come. Yeah. Without Kerim and Zokurim, then there won't be any accomplishment of practice. But focusing more on the arising, visualizing, okay? Dissolving when you are doing the meditation time, because that time it has not created any mandala. It has not created any mandala. We have not invited any deities, wisdom deities. We have not invited. We have not made it any mandala. So therefore, not really needed for the dissolving part. But after visualizing it, the Buddha, all the meditation, dedication is needed. Because what you did it is also a part of the practice. It is the part of the Mahamudra. It is the part of the Dzogchen, the great perfection. Focusing on the three things. Yeah. It is a part of the Dzogchen. So dedication should be, must needed. Gyavadi Nyurduda, Palden Lama Dubjurni, Dohachi Kamalu, Bate Salaguroshu. And anything you know, you can make a dedication. And if you are like creating a mandala, doing some rituals and some practice or retreat, then definitely there is a different ways of dissolving according to its practice, according to their own practice. Some they have a immediate dissolving, some they have one by one, inner, outer to inner. So there are many such different ways. For now, no needed, but dedication needed. Okay. And then the next.
Okay, next question. During the Vajrayana empowerment, you said that the visualization doesn't need to be particularly clear, and that generating the state of prajna paramita is more important. However, during the Kurukula empowerment, you said that you said to visualize everything clear, right down to the dakinis eyelashes. Could you please clarify this point?
Because that time we are doing a purification. Yeah? We are doing a purification. This time we are doing nothing. We are only focusing. We are not transferring any nectar. We are not transferring any siddhis. Nothing. We are not transferring anything. Because for now, the practice I am telling, the how to visualize proper, how to make the mind stable on the what we visualize. This was the topic. Yeah, the topic started from here. So that is why focusing on the Buddha syllable, no need to dissolving. That that the thing I was talking about. But time, during the church practice, that time we created a mandala. And we are visualizing on our crown one by one the lineage masters and so on. And even during that time, first we focus on the lineage masters. Yeah. One by one, isn't it? Making a praise to all the lineage master one by one, separately. So that time we are focused on the body already. Then after reciting time, yeah, because reciting time, Teta Gada Gada Paragada Parasam Gada Bodhi so is important. That's why focusing on it. Because without these recitation syllables, the nectar cannot be come down. Through the mantra, like in the ancient time, how we pull the water, from the well. To comes the water, we have to pull, isn't it? Yeah. We have to pull the rope. Without pulling the rope from the well, deep down from the well, the water cannot come up by itself. So water is the nectar. Yeah. To bring down to come down the nectar, we have to focus on the Tyata Gata Gata Paragata Parasamgata Bodhisattva. This is like the rope that we are pulling down the nectar. Like a milking, milking the cow. Syllables are the key, the stools that to come down more fastest. Because imagine is not only the one can be done. So there should be something, to make it more fastest. So that faster is the syllable, like which continuously, non-stop. And that time, focus on the syllables. Yeah? Tyata Gata Gata Paragata Parasamgata Bodhisattva. And then during that time, not concentrating on the lineage master, no. We are not concentrating on the lineage master. We are only concentrating on the nectar. That time also. Yeah, so there's a difference. So is it clear or still not clear? Different types practice has a different way of visualization, creation, and at the same time dissolving also. There is a different ways according to the different practice. But meditating what we called, yeah, migom. Migom na gom means not meditating, it is the meditation. It says. So there is no such word of the visualization during the meditation, no. It's only focus, training the mind to be focused. Okay? Is it clear? Thank you. And next,
Okay, next question. During the visualization of myself as a Buddha in sadhana, sometimes my ordinary image comes to my mind like I am a regular person visualizing myself as a Buddha. What could you advise in this situation?
This will come definitely. Yeah. As we talked, because the mind is not used to it. Mind is not addicted to visualization. So we have to make the mind addict, addict to the visualization. Like alcoholic, how they become alcoholic. So to make it, so then they become an alcoholic. So we also have to make the mind is as that, because the mind wasn't addicted for the visualization. The human was not addicted to the alcohol before when he was born. There was someone or from himself that he make himself addicted to the alcohol. Then he become a very perfect alcoholic. So same as that. We have to make the mind. From the beginning, that person didn't drink a bottle of big wine, no? He just started from the little one. And then tomorrow more. Day after tomorrow more. And more and more. And then it comes to the limitless. Same. Mind needs training. Focus. Appreciate for that moment that you have focused. You have done you could have been done focused. Yeah. Appreciate on that. Not like concentrating on that your mind is coming back to the normal. No. Appreciate on the things that you have not done until now, and now you are doing, even for a few minutes. Appreciate for that, and then keep that in mind, and then try to develop that appreciation, which for now, for the first time, for the 30 seconds, if you could have been focused. So appreciate for the 30 seconds. Why you are going after that, coming back to my normal? Why don't you appreciate for the why don't you appreciate for the 30 seconds first? Even these things you cannot done. Yeah, you have not done. Sorry. You have not done until now. This is the big thing. But we don't feel it. We have only stress of after that I'm coming back to my normal. So that's what I wanted to share with you, and I was sharing. Focusing on the creating. We are not focusing on the creating. We are focusing on the dissolving, the ending part. So should have to concentrate on first, for the 30 seconds. Wow. So I appreciate the 30 seconds that today I could be able to focus 30 seconds in the form of the Buddha. Now I will try my best to make the 30 into 60 seconds. Then slowly from the 60 second to 120 second. Isn't it? So that is the procedure, what we are thinking. So this procedure for 3 lives. This is the beginning. Next, if you can do very good in this life, then maybe this will be the final. Who knows? And then next 3. So visualization is the part of one, and then another thing it is the now how to connect that into our daily life when you go to the office, when you're doing your job, or when you are talking something, you are doing something in your house. So to maintain that practice, it is the focusing on what you are doing. Focusing on the things what you are doing. And this I think I have mentioned before also when one time I was talking about the visualization. Most of the time in our 24-hour, the things we are doing was not by the focus. It was by not focusing. That's why we don't remember. From this morning to until now, do we really remember each and every moment what we have done from this morning to now? Nobody. Nobody. Each and every single seconds and then minute what we have done. We have only remembered the things on the thing which we have focused. Or maybe this morning we met with someone and we talk. We remember that part, but we don't remember how we met, from which corner that person came and from which corner I went. We don't remember that. Why? Because that time the mind was not focusing. Mind was somewhere, but we are still walking randomly. And once suddenly that person meet, and that time mind comes back on the focus. And that is the why we remember that part only. And for the rest of the 24 hour, most of the times, what we do was not by the focusing. So focus is the main thing. Even it is, the focusing is the main. It has been also mentioned in the Namasangati text. Namasangati, the Manjushri text, the Namasangati. Nowadays there are many translations of this Namasangati text in English and many different languages. You can see the main thing is the focus. If we are in the focus, it means we are in our practice. Because once we have focus, focusing on what we are doing each and every step, then we are aware from all the negative actions. We are aware from all the defilement emotions. Yeah, definitely we will be. When we are not in focus, then the defilements and the emotions, they attack us. They attack us when we are not in focus. If we are in focus, then it will be difficult for those emotions to attack us because we have full concentrate that what we are really doing or going to do. Yeah. So focus is also the main key point. And focus means the practice. And with that, we will be also aware from all the sinful things. Yeah. Focusing on the speech will not let us to speak random or slang words that can be hurt someone's emotions. Yeah? Focus. And focusing on the mind that each and everything, even inside the mind, will not let us to create some negative activities towards other also. Definitely it will not come when we have focus. the things comes when the focus was not there. They will attack to us. And then once they attack, then only after that we realized. Then the mind will realize, oh, now it has attacked to me. And once it realized, the time was quite a little late. So the mind cannot do. And then mind also follow that emotions. Because the emotions attack to the feelings before the mind. That is why mind cannot do that. Mind also can follow the same to the emotions. Why? Because there was no focus. And fighting, everything, jealous, anger, killing, betraying. Yes. Then when the regret come when our focus totally back. Yeah. When our focus come back to mind, then we feel regret. I shouldn't do that way. I shouldn't say this word. So that is the time when the focus comes. So focus itself is a practice. And it is very, very important. Because life is a spiritual. Spiritual is the life. The joyful, the bliss, the great bliss, the primordial nature. Calling the primordial nature, it is the one of the very beautiful name of the consciousness of the mind. Primordial. So how beautiful it is, isn't it? The primordial nature. This is the name of our mind, actually. Then later, with the many struggling, then the mind got the name of the monkey mind. Yeah? From the primordial mind to the monkey mind. Name was changed. So it's only due to that. Okay? So any other question?
Yes. Mm. Sometimes on the spiritual path, I can lose faith in oneself, in myself, and in the teachings. This can happen when life presents challenges and difficulties arise in all areas, such as health, relationships, and finances. What methods can help restore and strengthen faith, trust, and devotion? How can I increase faith?
Increasing faith. Devotion, increasing faith. So increasing faith means it's like the believing, isn't it? Yeah. The faith is like a believing. Is it? A kind of a faith. But I think some they have a different meanings of the faith also. Faith and faith. So faith is something, is a believing. But nowadays it's a very difficult for this new generations, youngsters I can say. They are very difficult to believe. They only believe the things what they see from their eye. And something that which they don't see, they don't hear from their own self, they don't believe nowadays. And that is also the one thing I can say to this human world, that we are getting more and more difficulties and more suffering. This is the because of the losing faith, belief. I think this way. Because we are reducing. When we say something is spiritual to the people around, they don't believe. How can it be? They say like this, how can it be? But when they see something and then they just open their mouth, wow. Yeah. When they just see, they just open their mouth and say, wow. So it's due to that. Unless we go down to the not believing, believing, and then unbelieving things, then the faith is also very difficult, or the devotion is also difficult. Because devotion is depend on the belief and the trust. And until now, up to until now, why we are all happy and surviving and living long life and good health is all because of the believing, the faith that from many past lineage of our great grandparents, they believe and they do something, and because of that, because of their believing good grace, yeah, their good grace, we receive all this, good kind of a luxury life, luxury life. But from now on, we are reducing the believing. Even they don't believe in self also nowadays. Even they don't believe in themselves. So for them, how can it be? And then same time that the visualizations and everything will reduce, by reduce and reduce and reduce. And there's no such blessing that we can say. So this is very, I think, it's a very important. So it has to be a start from the faith, the faith, the belief. First, believing yourself, how precious we are, how precious this life is, the things what we have received, first has to become from ourselves. And then, once we really feel satisfied for yourself, yes, I am. Yes, I'm a very fortunate one. Then it comes to other. Then we are the fortunate one. How many we are in this, in this group? Yes, we are the fortunate one. That's why we are here to listen such teachings. Yeah. So then it comes. Then only then we can believe the teachings and believe the what you call the advice, and then so on. It will comes more and more and more and more. Yeah, and believing to the person, and then slowly once we believe to the person, then we believe to the speech also, and through that then it will more become more stable, to focus on the believing. So it has to start from self. However, we cannot believe someone directly, like, which we have never even never see in a dream. How can we believe like such a very big in the space? It's a very difficult to believe. So for that, have to start from self. Okay.
Okay, the next question. Is there a difference between visualizing a wrathful Buddha or a peaceful one? There is an opinion that if we are not properly prepared and have many obscurations, then the wrathful Buddha will create purifications for us in such a way that our life and health will be destroyed, money will run out, and other tests will occur. Is this true? Why do wrathful Buddhas come into our lives, and how should they be understood correctly? Who can practice them and who cannot?
Money will run out. Okay. This is I was telling to you, all of you, many times, from the many times. Yes, it has their own kind of a time, to visualize. Not like, that person doesn't know anything about, any knowledge about what is the visualization. How can they practice the same thing that what I'm talking until now, the believing? The ones have no any kind of a knowledge in this, so how could the person will believe and visualize such which is not even seen in a dream? How? Then for the very low kind of a capacity mind, if we give like a uh, like very big pressure, then definitely, because the life rules by the mind. When the mind is not in a stable, then definitely it will destroy your life, isn't it? But we human, what we say, the deity destroyed. Yeah, we always humans say the deity destroyed. No, deity, the deity didn't do anything. Yeah. Deity didn't do anything. Deity didn't destroy anyone's life. No one's life, no. They never destroy anyone's life. Because we destroy our life. We just give a pressure to the mind, which is not that kind of a proper matured. So how can the mind will hold like 20 kilograms of one big full backpack if we give to like 3 years old boy to carry on, then what will happen? What will happen? 20 or 30 kilograms of big bag, luggage, if you just put on the 3 years old kid's head, then what will happen? Same things. Then definitely the kid will collapse over there. We know that the small kid could not bear this much of heavy. So first we have to check the kid, whether he's capable to carry that very huge amount of the kilograms or not. We have to check our mind that mind is really in that label to practice or not. I check myself that I am understable or not, first. And first I check myself to understand that before what I have to do. How can I make myself to understand more clear? I have to check, isn't it? But we don't. Then same thing, the big kilogram heavy things is same as a putting on the small kid. The mind is very limited, and then this big visualization which even we have not even thought, then how can the mind will bear it? Definitely the kid will collapse with a very huge kilograms on his head. So it, this is not the meaning that the what you call the heavy weight has done something to the kid. No, the person who put it was the wrong. The deity didn't do anything. Deity didn't destroy our life, but we are the one, without checking the mind is capable or not to hold that very heavy weight. We just put it, and then they change our life. So everything has to be by the label. And due to that, from the many different guru, they give a different teachings. They have a kind of a one whole teaching for everyone, and then according to their own level of their understanding in the practice, the teacher or the guru give their teachings. They don't give all the teachings to everyone in one time. No, never. They give accordingly with the testing, whether you are now capable for the next level or not. First they test. And once they qualify the test, then they can be able to receive the next one. But we don't. We don't test anything. Yeah? Because we are too much of hungry, isn't it? All of us, myself, all of us, we are too much hungry. So when we just see the food, we just jump to eat. We don't taste it whether it is too much of spicy or it is too much of chili. We don't taste, just jump and eat random. Then later when we feel spicy, then we say, the food was bad. Yeah, the food was bad. When we feel spicy, like was hot, then we say, the food was bad. It's because of the food. Actually, the food didn't do anything. Okay? Yeah. So I hope you understand now.
Okay.
So first we have to check. Okay? So remember, the first we always have to check. And sometimes we have to ask to the Guru directly, which practice should I do according to my understanding? Then definitely from the way you talk, from the way your reaction, from the way your understanding, right within a few minutes or some, I don't know, they don't even take more few minutes, they will directly understand you, the Guru. If the person who is your real Guru, the root Guru, will definitely understand you are in which level. You don't have to say, you just appear it, then he will definitely give you. But that time, we don't like it. When the Guru will give you something, then say, I was hoping that my Guru will give me that deity, but he gave me this one. Now what to do? Now Guru, I have to do. Then without appreciation in the mind, without happiness, then we just do like that. Yeah. Then we spend the life like this all the time. Then later we blame to whom? We blame to Guru. From the beginning I said that Guru was wrong. I was wishing for something, but Guru gave me this deity. No, he was wrong. I was right. If I have told to my Guru that I wish for this deity, then today I wouldn't be here. I will be somewhere. We blame to Guru. So this is the things that we really have to understand. Guru definitely know. The person who picked your, the hair from your center will definitely know. Because he was the one who picked the center hair. So the person who touched and who cut it know it. So we have to wait for the time. The patience is a very important during the practice. Even in the life. Yeah. Even in the life also. Without patience we cannot become a successful. Never. So that's what I'm saying. Again, I'm reminding you. Spiritual is not other than the life, and life is not other than the spiritual. So patience Even in our daily life, we need. If we have a patient, then we will be promote, yeah, promote, and so more and more rank. This was from the patient, and in practice also patient. When the Guru gives us, when the Guru bestow us, with the patiently complete the practice, then we will get promotion to the next level, isn't it? But we don't. So patience is always needed in the first. Okay. So with that, then practice level by the level. And next,
I have received empowerments for different deities. Is it possible to combine in practice?
can you repeat it again?
I have received empowerments for different deities. Is it possible to combine them in one practice?
This is our main practice that you are saying. That I always and always mentioning to all of you, Guru Yoga, isn't it? So all the empowerment comes in one. Is the Guru Yoga. That's what I'm saying. Guru Yoga. Don't think that Guru Yoga is a very simple practice. Please don't reject Guru Yoga. I'm always telling you. And I also kept my main practice and the one who follow my advice. So for them, I always tell them to practice Guru Yoga. So Guru Yoga is the one. That's what we call Sangye Kundu Tsawe Lamala. Sangye Kundu Tsawe Lamala. Gosum Gupa Chimpu Soadep. Sangye Kundu. Why we call the Guru Sangye Kundu? Sangye Kundu. Sangye means the Buddha. Kundu means combined in one. Yeah. Sangye Kundu Tsawe Lama. All the Buddha combined in the one, which is the root Guru. Yeah? Sangye Kundu Tsawe Lama. So, this is the sentence of the Guru Yoga. Sangye Kundu Tsawe Lama Gosum Kupa Shembe Soade. Domenilu Rangwa Shepada, Setan Rupa Nyamba Chingilu. With this four line, we get to know how to combine. So there is no more bigger practice than the Guru Yoga. Because Guru Yoga, the practice is the hard practice. Hard practice of the all appearance of the samsara, we can say, or the universe. Because first it has to appear, from the mind, appear. So there is no such big practice in the Guru Yoga to combine all the practice in one. Okay.
Irina is asking to give us the Manjushri practice.
Which Manjushri?
Ирина, какого вы Манджушри хотите?
Which Manjushri?
Okay, well, she is answering. I will translate another question.
And
Uh,
another question.
Nyondra practice is the foundation for further development. I am currently practicing Guru Yoga from the Drukpa Kagyu collection. Would you please recommend how to organize the Nyondra practices such as mandala offering and prostirations?
in Drupa lineage, in every lineage, they have the foundation practice. Yeah? So within the Mahamudra and then the Dzogpa Chenpo, the Ngondo, what you call the Bumji and Bum'a, Bumji and Bum'a, the 400,000 and the 500,000. The only difference is that 400,000 and 500,000. So in the great perfection practice is the 500,000. And in Mahamudra, the 400,000. But nowadays it's the same. There are many students in the Western countries that who are really doing the Ngondro practice. They're completing their numbers of the purifying from the body, which is prostration, and then the completing the amount number of the recitation of the 100 syllables of Vajrasattva, and which is the purification of the speech. And then the mandala offering, it is very, very important. It's the very biggest support of the enlightenment. Yeah. So without the merit and the wisdom, we could not be achieve the enlightenment. So mandala. And then the final destination is the Guru Yoga. You know, to reach the, to achieve the nature of the mind, which is the only comes from the Guru Yoga. So this practice there is, but it took a kind of a long time. That's why nowadays, for the short practice, that we just do the Guru Yoga practice, which is from the Drupa calendar. Yeah, it was from the Drupa calendar. So that Guru Yoga practice is also the based on the both Kanying, yeah, Nyingma and Drupa lineage, because that one was composed by the previous Dujam Rinpoche, Dunjom Yeshe Dorje. So Dunjom Yeshe Dorje was the root guru, one of the root guru of my guru, the present His Holiness Gyawan Rupa, and he bestowed this short Ngondro practice to His Holiness to not to be apart from, not to miss the Guru Yoga practice. Yeah. So that very convenient practice that you can do your daily practice, make your daily practice. So based on that practice, so then you can still do the meditation and then rest of other activities. So because of that, he bestowed the previous Dunjam Rinpoche bestowed this precious the Ngondro to His Holiness. Then from His Holiness, then we all, for myself and all my Vajra brothers and sisters, we all received. So there are two ways I can say, and I have said to some that with this short Ngondro practice, you can also join the prostration, yeah, where there is the first beginning part after the refuge and the bodhicitta, and before the recitations of the 100 syllable, so that you can join over here and then you can make your prostration also. This is only for the person who really does not manage their time, to do something special. So it is only for them. But for the one who have a really time, like months and a months, for that there is a different, again, the practice text of the four foundation. There's a kind of a thick, this thick. And that one, I don't really think that it is translated into English, because Western peoples in the Western country, people has no time, like us, the Asian people, they have more time, because their time is like what you said, IST. in Italy, I have just learned that IST. Yeah, we have our own standard time. Yeah, actually, I mean to say, Yeah. So according to our own standard time, so the secondary is just for the most for the Westerners. So for the short one, we can just join the prostration, the four lines. The Mahanam Kadanya Besim Jantamje Lama Sangi Chuki Kula Gyapsu Chewo, Mahanam Kadanya Besim Jantamje Lama Longju Zokbe Kula Gyapsu Chewo, Mahanam Kadanya Besim Jantamje Lama Tuji Tube Kula Gyapsu Chewo, Mahanam Kadanya Besim Jantamje Lama Sangi Rinpoche La Gyapsu Chewo. So this you can join over there. And but before doing that, the also commentary is very needed. So don't do without the commentary of any gurus. So commentary is very needed if any of you that really wish to practice in the physically foundation practice. Yeah, if you really wish to do the physically foundation practice, then definitely you have to take the commentary from the guru. Because our time, like for the prostration, 4,000 prostration in one day, you know, this is our kind of a time, and the number that in one day how much we have to make prostration, 4,000. But that's why for you guys, you cannot make the 4,000 in one day. It is impossible. You have your own things to do, you know, to take care. You have your own things to take care. So cannot. So that is why from the beginning, the commentary means from the guru that which numbers that guru can gives us. And from ourselves also that we don't feel much heavier, to fulfill. So that is why from the beginning it's very important to have the commentary. Okay? And you can do your wonder practice. So according to your time, the long one or short one. Okay. I think time is over
Uh,
for today.
there are no more questions. I
Ah,
think it's all.
one question from Egle.
Thank you, Rinpoche, for your advices how to train the focus in daily life. It's much needed. And I want to ask how to maintain a focus or to sometimes life offers more demands, like in the work you may be trying to focus already hardly on something and then arrive from other co-worker or some margin other focus, or then family say maybe you focus for children demands, arrive parents demands, and when situation you have like need more focus than only one, how to maintain in this for me stressful situations the focus and not to not to go in crisis and nervousness, but somehow to train that focus more in situation of more demands, because sometimes in the West we have like more multiply demands arriving, and how to do this is
Yes, because okay, now this someone can also translate in Russian. Yeah, it's already okay. So in these things, according to the nowadays, even we don't have time, and people will not give time to us. Yeah, people will not give time to us. Everyone wants immediately. Yeah, expectations or whatever. The boss, also from the staff, need immediately, and manager from the staff also immediately. So immediately, that's why it is also that because of the too much of immediately, you could not make it proper and perfect. Yeah. Somehow, at the end, we regret in some corner. Yeah. It shouldn't be like this. It shouldn't be that way. This shouldn't be like little bit. Ah. And why this all happened? It is all happened by the immediately. Immediately is not possible in everything. No. Immediately only 50-50. Even in spiritual, even in the life, day-to-day life. It is not possible. How can it be immediately? Not possible, as much as we try. That from ourselves also we have to understand, and from the other person also we have to understand. But sometimes we understand, but our boss does not understand that. Yeah? So in that time, in your mind also, family, yeah, family, kids, school fee, education, and so on. And for the mothers now, kitchen, vegetables, and everything. So in this, what we try is we try that with sometimes with too much of confidence, sometimes or lack of confidence also, we make ourselves that yes, I can do everything. I can do everything. We think like that. I can do everything. First, we have a kind of an energy. That's why we feel confident. Yes, I can do it. But later, also the same thing. The big luggage on a small kid. Yeah. Immediately, we give everything on one mind. Then, totally, as you said, very difficult. And also, then everything gets more and more worse. The situation gets worse. Because immediately, it will also not happen. Without all this stress, we have to understand which is the more important and which the thing we have to do in the beginning. That we have to understand. Focusing on the things which is more urgent, more important. Yeah? That you make it first. For example, for now, here now is time getting evening. So in my mind, I put one for the dinner and for the tomorrow breakfast and the lunch and even for tomorrow dinner also. I put all these things in one in my mind, and now in one immediately, how can I fix? Is it possible? Immediately, in one time, can you fix it? Tonight dinner, tomorrow morning breakfast, tomorrow afternoon lunch, and even tomorrow night dinner. Not possible, isn't it? Yeah? Think everything in one time. Not possible. But in now, what we have to choose? Which is more important for me? Because dinner is more near. So first I have to think about the dinner, isn't it? After the dinner, then yeah, I will focus on the breakfast for tomorrow. So these things we have to understand how to put it. Because dinner is more important, but I'm giving my mind the stress that I'm thinking about tomorrow night dinner. Then it will definitely get so much of puzzle and stress, and the focus cannot come. Focus means present, giving more priority to the present. That is called the present. You know? Present doesn't mean that from morning to the evening, no. Present means the moment. So that we have to understand how to level wise to solve and to give which one to the priority which comes first. And through that, practice also have to be through like that. We cannot do all the practice, empowerment practice in one. Cannot. How can you do such 100 deities practice in one time? How can you recite? Like Oma Om Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Oma Ni Pema Om Tare Tu Tare Tu So Oma Mi Devashi Om Aparimita Ayurigena Sumbin. You cannot do like this kind of a practice, isn't it? Yeah. You are holding one mala and you are reciting like Om Mani Peme Ho, Om Hom Benzam Guru Pema Siddhi Ho, Om Ami Devashi, Om Arapachana Di Om Tare Tu So. You cannot do like that. Definitely. It is not possible. That is why we always give, even in the practice also we give this, which comes first. We don't say that you have to do the Guru Daka Dakini practice in one time. Cannot. Even in the life is also same. Immediately cannot. So now we can see the difference between the life and the spiritual, how it work. It work together. Life is not different than the spiritual, and the spiritual is not different than the life. Again I'm saying. So in this level wise, we have to take our understanding. Immediately cannot. And visualization is also same. Immediately very perfect and stable for 1 hour, not moving, cannot. Don't hope, really. Appreciate for the 3 minute or 30 second, more important. Immediately 1 hour into your mind, the direct picture, not possible. And if you are focusing on that, then definitely you will fail. And even you are fixing for trying to fix everything in one time, then definitely you will fail. You cannot be able to fix. And even in the visualization, from the beginning you think like you can imagine the full, very clear image of all the mandalas and the deities, definitely you will fail. Then you will lose hope again. Then no hope, then no faith. No faith, no devotion. No devotion, then back to samsara. So, that is the why. Understand? For you also, the same. You cannot be able to fix. You have to level wise. Which is more important to you, and which comes first, which is more urgent. Do that thing first. Because later, we can manage somehow. Yeah. So focus like that. Even in the practice, even in day-to-day life. Okay? Level wise. Practice also level wise. Visualization also level wise. That's why recommendation is starts from the Buddha visualization. And then it will come to the second level, which is the Sambhogakaya level. Then visualization focusing on the Sambhogakayas one, which is wearing the jewelries and only that. And then it will come to the transfer to the Nirmanakaya form. So then Nirmanakaya form, then again there are many levels, in the Nirmanakaya form also. And then later it will come to the thousands and millions of hands, at the end. So it goes like that. Without knowing the Buddha, how he stand, how can we think about some 1,000 arms and the like the heads and the bodies? Cannot. Okay? So everything has to be go by the level wise. And then time. Because immediately in life is not possible. Okay? Okay. So I think this much for today. The time is also over. And then again, next section also we will have a next session. And next session now, from here we will go to the now appearance. Okay, clarifying. For now we understand the life, the visualization and Vajrayana and then visualization. Yeah, the importance, why it is so important, the visualization, because visualization always the first main thing. Without visualization, syllable cannot appear. To appearing the syllable, there is some needed in the Nirmanakaya. So always body needed the first. Nothing is there that something can appear from middle of the space. No, it has to be something, where they appear. So next session will be of the appearancing. Okay, from now how it appears. Okay, so thank you very much for today, and then until the next session, try to listen to this recording, for yourself, and then you will get to know which part is more interesting for you. So that part you can just choose, and then you can just save into your mind, yeah, which you feel important. Yeah? It is not necessary that all the topic is important for you, because this is also same thing. Our mind will not accept. No? So choose the one and use it into the meaningful. So that is, I always tell, all my topic and saying sharing is not important. You can have your right to choose the one which you really feel that I need it, and on that I will work on it. Then I can make some changes on it. The things what you feel it, then choose and apply it. Okay, so take care, and we go to the dedication for now. Okay, okay, Rinchen Pao.
Ом Свасти, величественно пребывающий в центре океана вселенных, собравший воедино все ситхи бессмертия, Амитаюс, держатель сосуда долголетия, даруй ситхи долгой жизни, освободившийся сам в силу свершения йоги линии передачи ваджрадары и пустоты, и своим состраданием освобождающий других, оставаясь в едином состоянии недвойственной Махамудры, всегда пребывай в сущности отсутствия благого и пагубного. Силой своих устных наставлений в мандале ума скитальцев благие качества единства, пустоты и сострадания ты полностью развил, и тем самым воздвиг победное знамя учений победителя. Наван, Кион, Тен, Геоцен, да укрепятся твои стопы. В силу этой добродетели да укрепятся твои лотосовые стопы. Учение великого подвижника, распространивший и увеличивший, живых существ 6 миров потоки ума все полностью ты облагодетельствовал, взращивая Будхичитту.
Tetara chujin jibin gewe sawandi darshan drawa majunam ki tata nyambe chimchen tamji nekapsu dungal tamji tantel tartu lana meba yang tapon zobe sanji jikoba tela to tobe chido tamji ki ngowa da melam jirinpa di lenjik to nangwara shu gewa di yi jewo gun sanam yi she zolzo Sanam Yishe Lechung We Tamba Kunyen Tombar Sho Lama Kunkam Sangwara Sowa Andem Chodo Kuts Ringwara Sowa Andem Chinle Darshin Jebara Sowa Ande Lama Dan Jarwa Mebara Chingi Lo Tsawe Lame Kutse Temba Dan Kanyam Yongla Andi Jin Jungwa Darshin Ma Lu Zosa Dripshane Nyurdo Sanje Salam Gobara Sho Kunsan Dorje Changshen Menchen Nenchen Tsawe Lama Yenchek Drowe Tendo Melam Kanta Pate Da Tamshe Da Yin Drobara Sho Jewa Kundo Yangda Lama Tanjal Men Chuje Pala Longchuch Sadan Lamje Yunte Rabzo Ten Dorje Changge Koban Nyurdo Jo Nanda Rikson Langa Chuku Ngan Kudan Yishe Rabba Jamlepe Sabsal Namjoro Chempe Nyamlen La Yerme Tuji Tigle Rolji Jo Benzara Sadu Samaya Manu Balaya Bender Sadu Dino Batisha Dirjo Membawa Sudakaya Membawa Subukaya Membawa Anurado Membawa Sarvasi de Meparya Sawa Karma Sutsame Chidam Chiyam Guru Haha Haha Ho Bhagavan Sarvatata Angada Benzer Mami Munza Benzer Bawama Samaya Sato Thank you. And thank you very much for all the translators. Yeah, I just remind, because through the translator, because not only the guru is perfect, not only the guru is important, the translators are also very important, as same as the guru. Because the translator, that all the teachings from the great masters that can be reached up to you, up to your understanding, up to your wisdom. If there is no translation, then we are also a same. We are human being, but still cannot be able to hear. We are like that. So, because of the effort of the translators, and their translations were perfect, so you can also have the fortunate and opportunity to receive such this kind of a precious, sharing of the teachings from our great masters. So that's why we really have to appreciate for them. Without them, my speech is also speechless. If I talk in English or Tibetan, nobody will understand. So because of the translators, then it gets up to your hearing. So thank you very much for all your great effort. Really, I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Bye bye.